So, hi everybody, Helena Webb here. Trying to get our participants managed. And there we go. All right. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Helena Webb, and I'm running for state representative for District 100, which includes parts of Chesterfield and Baldwin. And as part of what I'm doing to make sure that we all stay connected during the COVID-19, the beginning of this journey together, I'm doing a series of informational videos. Appearances are not endorsements of myself, but merely an opportunity for people to learn about these great organizations in our area and the amazing people who work to support our community in so many ways. And so today I'm going to share my screen and hopefully this will work out. Today I'm going to be joined by Cynthia Miller, who is the Executive Director of Circle of Concern Food Pantry. And I'm going to ask Cindy to share her video, and hopefully she'll be able to join us. So 1 second here, and Cynthia will come in. I think you have to restart your video.
Restart my video, okay.
Yeah. Hi,
Hey.
welcome.
Working.
Yes, we're both here, and I really appreciate it.
Sure.
So you're the Executive Director of Circle of Concern. Can you tell us a little bit about what Circle of Concern does? Some people might know that you're here, and some people might not. So what is your general mission?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Helen. I really appreciate the opportunity. We are a food pantry and social services agency, and we're located in Valley Park. And so we share wholesome foods, including fruits and vegetables, frozen meats, dairy products, and of course, all those food drive items that you think about when you think of a food pantry: box cereal, canned soup, and peanut butter and jelly, and all of those things. We also have 10 or 11 other programs, including an emergency financial assistance program. And typically when we are helping an eligible family through that program, we're helping them to avoid an eviction or utility shutoff. We also have a scholarship program. We have kids programming. We have 2 holiday events, and we try to coach people through the crises that they're dealing with. So we have case management, career mentorship, and we do some limited counseling as well.
Well, that is a lot more than I knew you did. Yeah, I felt in my mind you're a food pantry, so that's great to know.
Yeah.
What is the area that you serve? A lot of times when we think of people who are in need, we think of people who live in a poor neighborhood or an underserved neighborhood. What is the area that you cover? Because you're located in Valley Park.
That's right. We serve the footprint of the Parkway, Rockwood, and Valley Park School Districts and the 63026 zip code. And typically the largest groups that we serve are single parents with school-age children, senior citizens, and those living on disability. Of course, now we're seeing a surge in people who are struggling with employment issues.
Yeah, sometimes people think that the only people who need help are people who sort of are continually in a state of unemployment, but actually it's pretty hard to get by with a child, with a family on one income, especially if it's low income. Yeah. And some people go on and off of assistance as they need it. Do you find that people come to you for some services and then sort of when they get back on their feet, they withdraw?
Yeah, I think people are shocked to find that about 50% or more of the families that we're serving actually have at least one working adult in the household, and many have multiple working adults. They're just typically low wage earners, or they have situations that interrupt their income. They might be dealing with a chronic illness, an injury. They might be caring for a loved one. It might just be the nature of their business. If they're in, working in a restaurant, sometimes they're busier than others, and their hours might be shorter some weeks. There's seasonal work and so forth. So yes, exactly as you said.
Yeah, I was surprised. I spoke with a senior center locally, and I was surprised to find out there are people in, Baldwin and Chesterfield who have get Meals on Wheels. And sometimes we drive around, we have these lovely sort of manicured neighborhoods, and we forget that there are people with food insecurity among us, especially disabled and elderly as well. So
yeah, absolutely. In a typical month, we're serving about 640 families monthly.
wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot. How many of those families also come to you for these other services that you offer?
Well, certainly they're not all accessing every program, but I don't have the breakdown, but I will tell you we serve about 100 families annually through our summer camp program. Our back to school program is 300 or 400 families benefit from that. Financial assistance, I can't tell you the exact number, but that budget is about $90,000. So, and a typical assistance might be anywhere from $200 to $300 to help with, a utility bill or to help someone pay their rent. So,
Right.
so that that's a good number of families that are accessing that program.
It is, and so you've seen a surge. I mean, I guess in my mind, I expect there to be a very large surge in need as more and more folks lose jobs and go on unemployment. And I believe Missouri has a very low unemployment benefit, so I think that runs out pretty quickly. And then, as well, people are going to burn through whatever savings they have. Even folks who have saved and have worked maybe their entire lives, they may be put into a situation now where there is an increased need. How are you going to address that change?
Yeah, we've seen about a 20% increase in the number of families that we're serving. And as you said, some, there are actually people who fall through the cracks on all of these benefits. Some are still waiting for unemployment. Some haven't gotten the stimulus check yet. So they're accessing their savings if they had any and burning through that pretty quickly. So people who never had to ask for help are having to ask for help. And so fortunately, we've had a surge in donations too. It's been really humbling to see how our community is stepping up. Today I'm working from home today. This is the first sort of quiet week we've had since all of this started. And so we're taking turns working from home. But I got a text that our pantry director went to Aldi to buy milk, butter, and cheese. And someone there overheard who she is and what she does, and they handed her $100 bill. And that's just, one small example. We've had people donate their stimulus checks, and it's just really been tremendous. And that's how we're going to keep up, is the community stepping up, and we'll just keep serving families. So
yeah, Missouri has a very good reputation for private donations to partners of our community who help out people in need. It's something that I think we rate pretty high on. It's something to be proud of.
Yeah,
and it helps us keep going without much safety nets.
Yeah, and there have been funding opportunities too that we've been able to take advantage of. So the community, not only individuals, but those funders out there have really stepped up and offered some new avenues for funding. So
great.
I think we're going to be able to keep up.
So good to hear. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen, and I have a list of items that we know that you will need, and I just wondered if you'd speak to these items. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, well, just know that you can always go to our website at circleofconcern.org to see our current needs list is what we call it. You can also go to our Facebook page, and we have a monthly newsletter too. But right now, and actually these are popular things that we need throughout the year: pasta sauce, those dinner helpers that help stretch a meal, the side dishes that, those shelf-stable items, the beans, rice, and potato packets, canned pasta. Kids love those SpaghettiOs. Jelly, we get lots of peanut butter, but we often run short on jelly. And we also share personal care items because they're expensive. People need them, and you can't use food stamps to buy them. So we keep those on hand and we share those as well. And some of the things that we need right now are hand soap, conditioner, bar soap, and we've been getting a lot of requests lately for sunscreen. So it'd be great to share that with families who are looking for those items as well. And then diapers, I see on the list as well. Diapers are so expensive, and so if a family's struggling to put food on the table, they're certainly struggling to keep up with the diapers. They're so expensive, and oftentimes when people think of diapers, they think of the babies, the little infants, and kids wear diapers for a while. So we often run short on the larger sizes. So sizes 5 and 6 are really helpful.
Right. I guess, any final words? We're going to put up the information again of your location. Oh, you changed your, the way that you receive food donations because of COVID-19.
Yeah,
Can you share that?
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. So we typically serve families 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. But we had a dilemma because we had so many of our volunteers are seniors and they were stepping back, and rightfully so. We encouraged them to do so. And we had, at the same time that was happening, we had an uptick in the number of families we're serving. So we had to figure out how to do more with fewer people. And so we are serving families curbside by appointment Wednesdays and Fridays. And we're doing all the prepping and bagging on the other days. So by dividing up the duties and just doing that real intentional prep work, we're able to serve more families curbside on just 2 days rather than 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. And then we also are trying to get people to donate on Mondays and Tuesdays. That leaves the parking lot open for the families that we're serving the other 2 days. And it helps us with staffing. So Mondays and Tuesdays, 9 to 3 is when we're asking folks to come by with those donations.
That's great. And I'll put that up on the screen again when we're just before we finish. I just wanted to sort of connect the dots on something there. The fact that so many of your volunteers are senior citizens. Yeah. I can't tell you, there are so many parts of our community that are supported by retired folks. And they really prop us all up. I want to, everywhere you go, if it's a not-for-profit situation, you find retirees donating their time and their service. And this is a time when really they need to step back and stay safe. We care about them. They're our grandparents, our parents, and I'm glad that they're stepping back. We're going to miss them, though. I think we really need them. And so it's going to be interesting to see how organizations like yours, sort of gradually maybe go back to a normal level of volunteerism or not. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think it'll be a slow transition for us because of our staffing. We have, as you say, a tremendous cadre of volunteers, about 300, and most of them are retirees. And they're amazing. They're so committed and so enthusiastic. They love working at Circle. They form their own community within, with the people they work with, and they're generous. And we do miss them. Some are still volunteering with us once we set those safety measures in place, wearing masks, and we can socially distance now that there are fewer people in the building. Mm-hmm. And so some of them came back and we're volunteering through all of this, and gotten some calls recently for a few more that are ready to come back. So it'll happen slowly, but we're looking forward to seeing them again.
Wonderful. Okay, in closing, I'm going to put up this, I'm going to share my screen again so that I can share the drop-off time list and the location for everybody. So Circle of Concern is located at 112 St. Louis Avenue. Where is that about in Valley Park? Can you?
Well, most people are familiar with where the Carroll House Furniture business is. They're right on Valley Park, right on, excuse me, 141.
Yeah.
And so you would turn on Marshall Road right there by Carroll House, and you follow the road around, and we're kind of catty corner to Carroll House back there. Yeah.
Sort of near the Frisco train station place.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And you're accepting donations, as you said, I believe, Monday and Tuesday, 9 to 3. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so if anybody wants to contribute donations, actual food donations, this is when and where. And if you prefer to make an online donation of money, Circle of Concern, there's a link there, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
Right on our homepage in the upper right corner is a green donate now button.
Great. Well, I just want to thank you so much for coming, and thanks for telling us about what you do. I really think it's important that during these times we're aware of not only needs that existed before COVID-19, but the increased needs that we have going on now. And thank you for continuing to do your work.
Thanks so much, Helena. Take care.
All right, take care. And I guess I'm going to sign off and say thanks so much for coming to Lunch with Helena. We were going to do these many days a week, but Facebook didn't like so much activity, so we're scaling it back. We'll probably do once a week, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks so much. Take care.